Now we're going to finish exercise 20-25 where we're creating the production cost report for the second department. So we've done the production cost report up here. And now what they're asking us for in the next requirement, it says prepare a journal entry to record the cost of units completed and transferred out. Now notice it says the cost of units. And of course, if we're doing a journal entry, we only deal with cost, not quantity. So let's go back to our T account that has, at this point, just the quantities in the labels. But what we want to do now is we want to put in the actual dollar amounts. So let's start here, beginning balance. The beginning balance of the bottling department was, and we get that right from here, $2,430. So I'm going to plug that in here. And now for our units that were started, in other words, our costs added during the period, we have 222,270. So 222,270. And then down here, the 204,000, that is the completed and transferred out costs. 204,000. And their ending balance is right here, 20,700. So the production cost report is done so that we can get these costs for our accounting records. And now what our homework is asking us for, it says, prepare the journal entry to record costs of units completed and transferred out. So transferred out of this department. So when costs are transferred out of this department, where are they transferred to? They are transferred to the finished goods. So the finished goods is going to be the debit. And what amount does the finished goods get as a debit when these units are transferred out? Do they get the quantity of units or they get the cost? Well, they get the cost. So this will be finished goods. And the dollar amount is 204,000. And again, we got that from right here, 204,000. So we've done the debit, and now we need the credit, and the credit is crediting, removing or lowering the cost from the bottling department. Work in process, inventory, bottling for the same 204,000. And then we've got one more bit of information to do. So now we're on requirement 3. Post all transactions to the work in process inventory account for the bottling department, and then calculate the ending balance. It says enter the beginning balance, January 31st, and then post all the transactions to the work in process inventory account. Using the appropriate descriptions as posting references, calculate and enter the ending balance, which is February 29th. On the appropriate side of the T account. So first of all, we need to know which side is the plus side, and because this is an inventory account, notice it says inventory, the plus side is on the left side. So we need to start with our beginning balance. And as you can tell, we already have our beginning balance. We've already calculated this, so it's 2430. Now, if you're wondering where that came from, if you can't remember where that came from, here's a screenshot. Now, I could scroll up here, but I've got a screenshot of the same information so that we don't have to scroll. On your computer, you can just make your screen bigger. I'm limited by the screen size I have. So the 2430 for this right here came from beginning work in process total costs. Now we need our costs that were added. So here's our costs that were added. So we got transferred in units, 132,800. 132,800. Next, after transferring in, we got direct materials, 33,000. Next, we have our conversion cost. Now, they want more detail than just the 56,740. So for this detail, we need our extra information. What were our conversion costs? Our conversion costs were direct labor and manufacturing overhead. So we've got direct labor, which is 33,200, copy, paste, and then our manufacturing overhead. And we don't need that box anymore. Going back to our production cost report, if we added up these two amounts, it's the same as this conversion cost, but they wanted it broken down. All right, now how much, going back to our T account, we now need the negative side. In other words, how much cost left the account. We already know it's 204,000, but if you forgot where we got that from, we got it from right here, 204,000, completed and transferred out. Transferred to finished goods. And what was that amount again? It was 204,000. And then they want us to calculate our ending balance, and the balance is on the plus side. That's why I'm putting it over here. So to get the balance, you can add these up and then subtract that. We already calculated it on our T account, but you don't even need that. We already have it on our screenshot right here. Ending work in process is 20,700. So this production cost report, this is just the second half of it. It's really done so that we can keep track of these costs, and then so we can do this journal entry. And like I said in the videos, this production cost report, and we can see the whole thing up here better, would be easily done in Excel. And that's what they use. In the real world, they either use Excel or they use their ERP, their fancy and expensive ERP system. So that's going to calculate it for them. Most medium-sized companies would be using Excel because they can't afford the multi-million-dollar ERPs. So you have to know how to set this up once in Excel. And once you get it set up correctly, you can just use it over and over again. And that's it for this problem. Exercise 20-25, producing a production cost report for the second department.